Hi everyone, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Wednesday, the 22nd of May 2019. Thanks for joining me. I'm using the Wheel of the Year tarot for today's reading. I love this deck. It's got really beautiful, kind of friendly, cartoony images, and it's a very light and positive take on the tarot. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of and what energy you'll be working with. The World, the Emperor in reverse, and the Ten of Wands. What a great mix. The World is the final card of the Major Arcana. The Major Arcana starts with the Fool, then you've got the Magician, then you've got the High Priestess, and if you look at the Fool's journey, the first 21 cards of the Major Arcana, you can really see that it's someone's life journey, what they go through. They go through having a mother and falling in love and going to school and then dealing with difficulties as they go along and changing their perception and feeling secure. And it's this whole thing. And at the end of the journey, you get to the World and you realize that you are complete within yourself and that you don't need to continue searching and going on journeys to fix missing things within you. You don't need to adjust or complete yourself by gathering things in the world. You are the center of the universe, so to speak, because you're part of the universe. And the thing that's important is you connecting to your higher self, to a higher power, because that shows you that you have a spirit which is infinite. And that as the seasons pass, the one thing that stays the same is you. And as the sun and the moon and the different planets pass through the different signs of the zodiac, the one consistent thing is you. People often say, oh, if that hadn't happened to me, then I wouldn't be this person. And I've had these experiences. That's why I'm the person I am today. I really disagree with that. I feel that you're the same person that you are at 5 and at 25 and at 50 and at 75. And this is coming from someone who feels like they're living 2 lifetimes in 1 lifetime. Up until the age of 29, I was an atheist and I didn't want anything to do with spirituality. And since I let spirituality into my life and I let it kind of take charge of my life and run my life, my experience is totally different. But fundamentally, I'm still the same person. They're just different strengths and it's a different version of myself. But fundamentally, it's still the same individual spark, offshoot of the divine that keeps me going. It's not our hearts that keep our bodies pumping. It's that spark of the universe that each one of us has in us that decides how long you stay on planet Earth. And that's why we're all one, because we all have this kind of splinter of the higher power within us. And it's our bodies that just give us the illusion that we're separate beings when we're really not. So the thing about today is that you understand that you are the Alpha and the Omega, that everything begins and ends with you. And I don't mean that in narcissistic, a selfish way, like I'm the center of the universe, I'm the most important thing. You just realize that what you feel about yourself and what you are within yourself becomes manifest in the real world. And you start to understand how much power you have and that you're a magician in a sense, that you create the world and your experience of life is what your experience is on the inside. And that's why I'm always going on and on and on about meditation and getting in touch with something bigger, because clearing out our own insides and changing the internal landscape can be really difficult if you're doing it by yourself. But if you let something that you can't even imagine, something so loving and wonderful, if you let that sweep through your insides, all of the negative stuff is just swept away, and it's replaced with things that you couldn't even imagine. So I like shortcuts. I don't like working so hard when there's an easier, smarter way of doing things. So instead of trying to change my inner landscape so that my external landscape becomes better, i.e. my real life, I connect with a higher power through meditation, and that gets rid of the negative stuff for me, and it replaces it with this wonderful knowledge that I belong to something that loves me, that I'm unconditionally loved, that the universe has wonderful things in store for me, and I am the world and the world is me. We're one and the same. The Emperor is someone who fights very hard to become the person in charge. We've got the symbol of Taurus here. He's a strong man. He's fought his way to get to a position of power, and he's on a stone throne. So he's not going to be dethroned anytime soon. This is a permanent position that he's fought for, and he is the person in charge. There's no one today telling you what you are, who you are, what you're meant to do, what you're meant to identify as. You get to decide who you are. A lot of people, especially when they're not sure of themselves and when they're not certain of what they ought to be doing, they listen to other people and they listen to other people's expectations of what they should do. So think of a teenager who doesn't really know what to do with their lives. They're going to take the advice of the parents seriously. Like if the parents say, we want you to be a doctor, and that kid doesn't know what they want to do, but they have the grades to be a doctor, they'll be like, okay, sure, if that's what you guys want me to do, I don't have any real idea of what I should be doing, so I'll go be a doctor. Or if you want to become a psychic medium, but other people always say to you, oh, don't do that and work with people because they will drain your energy and you'll become depleted because people will attach themselves to you with cords and you're going to burn out really quickly, then you're going to avoid doing that, something that you genuinely feel talented at doing, because of the negative things other people tell you and because they say you ought to be doing something else. So there's no interference via other people, via this human power in place today. It's only you. And the final card is the 10 of Wands. And each wand represents a life path, a life purpose. And you don't need to do anything, but what you've got an opportunity here today to do is to decide which path, which hill you want to climb and where you want to put down your value. Because these two, they're carrying food, they're carrying sustenance, that's value. And they're bringing that value to the house at the top of the hill. So what we're saying is that you are the world. You have amazing gifts and talents that you can give to the world, and the world is going to be a better place as a result of you living your life purpose. But each wand is a different way of expressing that purpose. So this is the psychic medium, this is the doctor, this is the chiropractor, that's the musician, this is the economist, there's the engineer. Whatever it is you want to do, or if you're also retired, what is it that makes you feel fired up? What is it that makes you feel like you're adding real value to the world and to other people's lives? What makes you feel excited and fulfilled and full of enthusiasm? Today it becomes very, very clear what your path is, because other people's constant chatter quietens down and you turn up the volume without knowing it on your higher self, and that still quiet voice of the higher self starts to become louder today. And for the first time, you really start to hear it, and it will feel very, very calm. It will feel warm. It will feel banal, mundane, simple, and very direct. So it will say something like, sailing makes me feel alive. And then you need to figure out a way to make sailing a way where you can add value to other people's lives. So you could become a sailing instructor. You could open your own boat rental shop where people hire sailboats and you make money that way. Or you take people on tours as the expert sailor and people pay you to take you on these tours. That inner voice is the voice that you can trust. And it's very difficult to hear under usual circumstances because other people are much louder. They are very opinionated and they tell you what you ought to do. The family has always been butchers, so you need to be a butcher. And the ego as well is going to be very loud. It's going to be urgent, and it's going to tell you, do this or you're going to end up in the gutter and you'll be broke and penniless. So it fills you with fear and it forces you into jobs that you do simply for the money instead of what you really love. So today you get a timeout, you get a break. You're really, really in touch with yourself. There's an amazing sense of well-being here, being completely in touch with your own skin, in your higher self. No one interferes. You easily are able to grasp the one wand that makes you feel joy. And this is what I should be doing on a day-to-day basis. And then you choose the mountain that you're going to climb and you start on the path. And you start on the path knowing that you're bringing a lot of value to this profession at the top of the hill. So whether you're starting to train as an osteopath or you choose a different hill and you start climbing it as a psychic medium and you start joining a mediumship circle or a psychic development group, you realize that what you're going to add to that job, that vocation, is incredibly powerful because you have huge value inside of you. And today it becomes revealed to you how you can use that value and express it in the most powerful way. It's like when Jupiter is in Sagittarius, the sign that it rules, it's able to express its good luck in the most easy and effortless way possible. Einstein, working as an insurance salesman, didn't work very well, but Einstein creating the theory of relativity, that worked out really well for him. So today you have a chance to find the thing that fits you like a glove and that you do on a practical everyday level. 21 and 4 is 25 and 10 is 35. Is this 4? Yeah. 4 and 21 is 25, 35. 3 and 5 is 8, and 8 is power. So you're given the power to choose, the clarity to say, my higher self is telling me, yes, I'm confident enough to grab this one purpose and to do with something, despite the fact that I've invested in something else for the last 5 years and that I have to start over. I have that confidence now to really choose something, to make changes, and to start living the life that's going to put me in a position of power. It's going to make me the emperor. It's going to be solid, permanent, long-lasting, and it's going to add value to the world and value back to you via financial freedom and independence. So it's a wonderful day. It can be absolutely life-changing. Have a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. In my personal readings, I use astrology, tarot, and numerology. So if you have any questions, visit gregoryscott.com to order your reading, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.